Morning. Here we are, Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. I'm Larissa. It's my video diary. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I feel like garbage. Oh my God. Totally feel like garbage. No, it's nothing anybody can catch. It's my it's my monthly personal hell. That's all. Oh God. Oh. So I've decided for sure I'm gonna get all of my silk nails soaked off and trimmed down to match this one. Rah. Yeah, no, I'll let my nails breathe for a while. It's weird. I was typing yesterday. It's like I haven't felt the tip of my finger in a long time. It's like, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So get the claws soaked off and then the nails, because I have a nail underneath, get them all trimmed down and let my fingers breathe for a while. That's the other thing, like the surface tension across my nail is weird because it doesn't have anything glued on it. Right? Like it's not like as bad as when I used to wear acrylic nails and the acrylic, I mean, because it doesn't flex. I mean the silk flexes, right? My nails grow in a curve. I grow claws. I grow little claws. The acrylic would like pull the nail up. It was uncomfortable. Yeah. Anyway, first world problems, right? First world problems. But see, my nails are thin and they always like um they split like down close to the quick. They always do. Even like if I don't have anything on them, like just let them grow. They're bendy. My nails are thin and bendy, and they always split down by the quick and peel off. So like if I want to have long nails, I have to have something on them. But whatever. Whatever. Get them all soaked off and let them breathe for a while. Yep. Get my toes all fixed up. Oh my God. Oh my God. My toes are a mess. I got all kinds of snaggly toes right now. Oh my God. It's like bad news. It's like bad news. It is. Oh gosh. So yesterday, oh my God, was not my day. Oh, I should not have left the house yesterday, except that I got one piece of information that I needed. So my new court date, I got that because I was unable. I don't know. I have trouble with the online portal for government agencies. It's like I always end up having to go into the fucking office and to do anything, which, is best anyway. But the whole thing's all messed up. But at least I have an assigned new court date. So that's good. I just need to make sure I need to amend the forms so that everything is correct, but I have time to do it. And I will go back and do it sometime when I am not bleeding. Oh my God. It was just like, ugh, when you have your period, it's just your brain like checks out half the time, especially like the first couple days when hormones are like all over the place, right? So I left the house and left my binder here with all my stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Didn't realize it till I was halfway there to San Jose. And then by that time, if I turned around to come back, then if I drove back down there, it was going to be lunchtime and all the offices were going to be closed and I was going to have to wait. I'm like, I don't want to have to do that. Just go down there. They should be able to look things up under my name, blah, 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 blah. So I get there, I park in the parking lot, leave my fucking phone in the car, did not even realize, did not even I never leave my phone in the car. It's just like, oh my God. And forgot to take my knives, plural, out of my bag. I'm just like, oh my God, Larissa. Well, I have a Swiss Army knife, and then I have my switchblade. It's legal. It's under the 4 and a, it's under the four, under 4 inches, right? Or 3.5, whatever it is. So you can carry a blade it's like either under 4 or under 3.5 inches. I think it's under 4 inches because That's the 4 inches is how is the depth of skin to heart, right? So you can't carry a blade that can pierce someone's heart. You're not allowed to carry one that's that deep, that's that long. So anyway, both of my switchblade and my pocket knife, my Swiss Army knife. They're both legal blades. You can carry them, but I never take them in. I usually take them out of my purse before I go into someplace like that. I forgot to, but they put them in a bag, and I'm like, can I get them back? I'm like, that one's expensive. It's monogrammed. They're like, yeah, you get it back. But I was just like, oh my God, like Larissa. So then like everything's all fucked up when I get in there, and they had trouble pulling my stuff up in the computer, and I'm like, oh my God. And then he's like, well, what's the case number? And I'm like, I go to get my phone out of my purse. I'm like, oh my God, I left my phone in the car. I hope it doesn't get broken into. And because it's like right out on the dashboard. So I ended up going back out to the car and getting my phone and then coming back in. And then I had to talk to another guy, not the same guy I had been talking to. And that guy was irritated with me. He was the guy I had talked to the first time I went in. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to have to come back in and see you again." I think I think he thought I was saying I didn't want to see, like it was bad to see him. It was like not personal. I was like, I gotta come back in here. Who wants to be here? Nobody wants to be here, you know. And I didn't have any of the information with. He's like, well, I can't do this for you. You have to fill it. I'm like, okay, okay, that's fine. That's what I'm asking you. So like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't do your job, right? Like I'm not an attorney. I don't work here, you know. I don't know what your fucking job is. And then, so he prints me out the forms from the first case and from from the original case, right? And then from the other one, you know, because I wasn't able to file an amendment online, which he said we should be able to do that. I'm like, well, for whatever reason, I couldn't. And the portal wasn't working. And it wasn't working the first time I used it either, which was why I went in, instead of filing online, I actually went into the courthouse to file. So, I don't know. You know, and I'm having, like, my brain is like out to lunch, and I had cramps, and just, you know, I had no business being out in public. I had no business being out in public. So, you know, by the time I got out of there, because he prints out the stuff for me, I'm like, fine, I'll fill them out myself, but I don't have my stuff with me, but, you know, whatever. And then it doesn't have all the information anyway, so it's a good thing I went down there, because then I could see that it didn't even have. Ugh. Anyway, it's gonna get fixed. I will fix it, but I have to go down on another day. But by the time I left, I got my car out on the highway. I cried. I was crying in the car. I was just like so upset. I'm like, I just wanted to get this taken care of. He's like, well, you have time. And but I just want to get it taken care of. Oh, because I hate having shit like that hanging over my head. And I was telling Omar last night, see, like, this is such a pain in the ass, but it's just like, I want somebody to have to pay for screwing me over. Like, I've been screwed over so many times in my life. I mean, just horribly, horribly, horribly. Things that have been done to me, like, if I were of the right, I don't know, if I were of the right flavor, there'd be an attorney wanting to take my case pro bono and flash it all over the news, kind of stuff like that. But I don't fit anybody's agenda. So it's like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares about me? Nobody does. Nobody does. And so I just, you know, I've been stolen from and disenfranchised so many fucking times. And it's just like, this time it's not gonna fucking happen. I'm standing up for myself. I want somebody to fucking pay for screwing me over. So, and you know, I'm not saying the wrong person. I want the people who screwed me over to have to pay. I'm tired of everybody getting away with doing this shit to me. You know? Totally, seriously, I am. But I didn't go to the grocery store. Ugh. I'm gonna have to go today at some point. We'll see how things go. We'll see how I'm feeling after I go get my snaggly paws and hooves taken care of. Oh God. And that drive. I drive so far away to get my nails done, and not looking forward to that drive either. Oh, oh, it sucks. It sucks being a woman. Oh, here comes my skull. Here comes the skull. Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. What are you doing, buddy? Hiding your face. He's like, I don't want to be on the video, Mom. I don't want to be in the video. I didn't sign a release. Oh my God. He's all ashamed because he was being a stink-a-poo yesterday. And like Sassy knew just like how shitty I felt. And when I'm feeling that shitty, she comes and comforts me because she feels shitty too. She's like, we'll feel shitty together, Mommy. And he was just so jealous. He was so jealous. Like I was, I lay down in here. Well, I propped myself up, you know. I put on after I got home, I put on my snuggly clothes. And I went and had me a slice of pizza before I came home too. I did. Fat girl went and had a slice of pizza and fed my monster. Oh my God. I was like, give me something cheesy and gooey. Give me some fat girl food. Fat girl's angry. Anyway, after I came home, I put on my snugglies and propped up the pillows and got my laptop to sit and write and came in here to do it, right? I didn't want to do it on the couch, right? So she came in, and first I had my closet door open and she was going to go in there. I'm like, no. Because like when she goes into a closet, it means she's going to go pee in a corner or something. I'm like, you're not going in there to pee in the back corner of my closet, stink up all my clothes. So, but maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just hiding from him because he was in here laying at the foot. He was laying on the floor at the foot of the bed. So I got her out of the closet and she was like lurking around the edge of the room. She lurked around the entire edge of the room until she got over into the far corner over on that side of the bed. And then she got up on the bed and she got in my lap. Well, then he had a fit. He had a fit. And then he had to get up on the bed. So we were all on the bed together and there was like this standoff and she's like sitting on my lap and she's like defending my lap, right? And he's like, his eyes are real big. He's trying to like not move. He's like, oh, stop. She's up on the bed. And I'm just like, dude, you need to chill out. So Sassy and I had some snuggle time. And then finally, when she decided she'd had enough, she was like, fine, I'm getting down. She got down. And then he got down. I'm like, dude, all of that, and you're not even going to stay up here with me. He was such a turd. I got some writing done. I finished that chapter. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because I didn't have the chapter half written. I just had the first 2 pages of the chapter written, so that's always near half. So I was able to like, get it together. See what's happening. But then later on in the evening, when I was down, after dinner, I made big salads. I made big salads for dinner last night. And she got up my lap after dinner. And he was just like growly and he makes these little noises. And I'm just like, dude, shut up. I had cramps. I felt gross. Just wanted to sit there and pet my kitty and watch the Forensic Files. Oh my gosh, the Forensic Files. That's what we watch in the evenings. We watch the Forensic Files now. Instead of watching basketball or any other sports, we watch the Forensic Files. Sometimes we watch Cold Case Files. I like watching the Forensic Files because I always catch the bad guy at the end, so unlike real life. I'm like, where are all these cops that catch the bad guys? Where are these people? So many of them take place in Pennsylvania. I'm like, I guess in Pennsylvania is the only place they catch the bad guys are in Pennsylvania and Ohio? What? I don't think so. Oh, those forensics. But I couldn't even get through the whole thing. I had to lay down flat. I hurt so bad. And he was just getting on my nerves. Brody was last night. He was totally getting on my nerves. Like, dude, she's old and tiny, and she just sits off to the side of my lap and puts her little paws up over my leg and likes to rub her head. And, it's not like when he gets up on me and punches me with his toes and claws at my boobs and scrapes up my face and, anyway, animals, animals, animals. So the new chapter, the new chapter of the book. Oh my God, the new chapter of the book. We're getting close to the end, and I was kind of hoping that I was kind of hoping that there was going to be some like cataclysmic event, right? That really, really, radically transforms the character. And it's looking more and more like it's going to be a lot more subtle than that, but every bit as much like powerful. And I think I don't write happy endings, and I don't like feel good books that have happy endings just for the sake of having a happy ending, right? At least in the forensic files, they're real cases, right? And they only show cases where they actually do find the bad guy at the end. Um, but it's still true, right? And it's still a tragedy. So, like, my writing, I aim to be a realistic writer, right? My visual artwork, I'm not a photorealist, right, in any way, shape, or form. And I don't believe in that photorealism when it comes to visual art for me personally, because if I want to take a photograph, I'll take a photograph, right? Um, the need for photorealism doesn't exist for me in my aesthetic and in my concept. And you know, anyway, my idiot family. Ugh, whole other side story. My family gauges art, or not. A lot of people in my family gauge art and how good it is by how photorealistic is it. Oh, okay. Anyway, it's just something that menopausal period brown brain fart. Back to the story where we were talking about the novel. I believe in writing realism, because it doesn't exist very, very often. And I think it does humanity a disservice, right? I think it's helpful to meet characters in fiction that are truly relatable, right? And if a character is having this, like, if the story isn't believable, right? And what the character does isn't believable, then it's like a waste of my time reading it. It's like, oh, the character let me down. So this character has gone through in this last chapter that I wrote, has had a breakthrough. It's not, um, he still had a lot of control in the situation. Like he did not surrender all control in the situation. But it was a huge step, and he makes a lot of admissions about himself, and his feelings about his situation that um, he wouldn't have done at the beginning of the story, right? Um, I hear you outside of the door. I'm not letting you in. You just stay out there. So, like so many of my other books, or most of my other books, the ending, I think, for some people might be disappointing. Like, oh, that's where it ends. But it's going to be realistic, right? Like I said, there's only one of my books that has a somewhat happy ending. And, the boy gets the girl or the girl gets the guy kind of thing at the end. But even that, like, there's a lot lost. Like, the two of them walk away from wreckage, and their lives are entirely changed. They're almost left with, like, the only option is for the two of them to walk away together, because they've left the rest of they can no longer live under the facade of before, right? There's been a disillusionment that has happened, and neither of them can walk in that life anymore with that disillusionment, right? Um, so the book I'm talking about is Luck of the Draw. I couldn't remember the name of it the other day. Luck of the Draw, and it's the main character is Amaranth, and then there is the cop that is her. I don't know if I would call him the lead male, but he's their romantic interest, and he's very important. The story can't happen without him, but the story can't happen with a couple other people either. So, like, I think the male lead in that book is Doug. Doug, the her professional peer, right? Anyway, at the end of that book, um, they leave, like, together, and they're going to get married, is what it is alluded to. You don't get to see the wedding or anything like that, but they become a couple, and they're going to move in together, and they're leaving together because he's moving out of town, right? He's taking a job someplace else because of the corruption in the office where he's been working, and he this is revealed to him. This corruption is revealed to him and brought to a head with this case of hers, because, like, she's been attacked. She's a card reader, and like she's a tarot reader. She's and um, she has an office in a building that has some other, like, holistic practitioners, therapists, and actual therapist, psychoanalyst, Doug. And she refers clients to him sometimes, like, but it's an uneven relationship. He doesn't refer clients to her. Like, he's still skeptical of her, even though she has referred clients to him. And one of the clients that she refers to him, it turns out, like, you don't really get to know this person. It's just, like, incidental. um the one client that she refers to him, it turns out that she is actually human trafficked, and she comes in to see Amaranth, because she's missing her family or whatever, and she's looking for psychic clarity, and Amaranth is not familiar with human trafficking and all of that stuff, and so she doesn't see all of the flags, whatever, and she refers her to the therapist, to the talk therapist. Well, then her pimp is mad, right? Because that messes with his business. And the pimp comes after Amaranth and Doug, the therapist. And and it brings all of this bullshit into their lives, and neither of them were suspecting, right, of this problem. Had that neither of them had any kind of like idea, and it was, so Amaranth gets attacked in her office, and her office gets ransacked, and Doug gets attacked, and it's about how this pimp and this cartel um, destroy their lives, right? But at the end, the investigating officer and Amaranth end up together. Yeah. But it's not like, oh, and they live happily ever after. It's like, oh no. Like he's having to basically start his career over, and so is she, and she's been through this horrible attack, and it's like they both come to realizations together. It's almost like a trauma bonding, except that they're not the ones that have harmed each other, right? Like, so that's like the only book I've written that has a happy ending. I don't know. I suppose what's the other Songbird at Rest kind of does. I don't know. I wouldn't say it has a happy ending. It has I don't want to talk about what the twist in that one is. Well, the twist in that one is the main character is a ghost. Um so the ending on that one is um it's hard to say whether it's realistic or not because, you have to believe in ghosts. But oh, I'm not sure I'd call that a happy ending, right? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd call that a happy ending. Yeah. Like the first novel I wrote, like a whole bunch of people die in it, but there's some forgiveness at the end, and that's you know, when I wrote the first novel, Omar was like, that's how it's ending. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm not sure what he was expecting. And then the second one, Patent Leather Jean, it's not a happy ending. There's a whole bunch of death at the end of that one too. The biggest transformation in Patent Leather Jean comes in the villain, right? Yeah, the villain Dursic. He's he like gives up this big chunk of his past, and um, the symbolism is that he gives it up to God, but who the hell knows? Like the reality is he that character probably becomes like twice as vicious afterwards, you know? Anyway, anyway. Yeah, so I don't know if I can resolve this book in a couple more chapters. I think realistically I might be able to resolve it in one chapter, but we'll see. We'll see. I think there needs to be another conversation with one of these other with this one other character in particular, because this other character, the female, I don't know if I call it the female lead in this book, but the most prominent female character in the book, she kind of has alluded to um, having a nose for bullshit, and and she knows that there's something bullshitty about the main character, right? Like she's the truth teller in the story. She, that's her big fault, is that she's the truth teller and the truth seer. Um, oh God. Oh. So I think there needs to be like another chapter where I have her perspective, right? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, yeah, mm, mm, yeah. Writing, writing is interesting. It's a lot different than painting. Yeah, in some ways, it's different than painting. Use words instead of paint, right? I don't know. But like I said, like in my paintings, I don't focus on realism. In my writing, I do writing my fictional novels. I focus on photorealism. What is an accurate capturing of the human condition um, in social construct. Yeah. I always saw some stupid headline about Elon Musk. I'm so sick and tired of seeing headlines about him and his stupid fucking face, his weird melted candle wax looking face. I am so sick and tired of Elon Musk. This asshole is out there trying to give family rearing advice, telling people, don't worry about how much children cost, just have them. That's what this headline is about. I'm just like, who the fuck is this asshole? This is like Steve Harvey giving marriage advice. Like, who is this asshole to give anybody advice on children? He's telling people not to worry about money. Okay, Mr. fucking Moneybags. Okay. You tell people that. All right. Yeah, you're so fucking relatable. So fucking relatable. Then he's got like a bazillion kids with a bunch of different women. All of the women hate him, right? All of them do. Oh my God. Yeah, so go ahead and take your family rearing advice from that moron. Oh my God. Elon, give your money back to your daddy. He's awful. He is absolutely awful. He is worse than dry falafel. Yeah, totally. Oh my God. No wonder he's like back in Trump. Another womanizing family values guy. Family values? Which family? Which family are you talking about? Hmm? Pasty money bag pricks. Fuck you. That's how I feel. Jeez. Jeez, oh Pete. Cheese on rice. Cheese on pizza. Anyway, so sick and tired of saying shit about Elon Musk. His ugly trucks. His space trash. Oh my God. And I saw some headlines this morning. Putin and the Prime Minister of India hugging each other. Eh. Oh yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Go hugging people who are committing genocide. Yeah, there's a lot of bigotry in India. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is a lot of bigotry. And he said any culture that has such a deeply ingrained caste system that it's celebrated openly, right? There's no shame around the fact that it exists. Ugh, yuck, yuck. I don't know. When I had my business in Saratoga, seeing Indian caste system play out in social structure there, right? Because there's a large Indian population, and I don't know where all the different people were from. I know there's where Omar and I went to high school, middle school and high school together and stuff in Michigan. There were a lot of Southeast Asian people in that area too, of that heritage. But those families largely a lot of them have been in this country a lot longer, so they're more American and um in sensibilities. And then I don't know like where people were from, but that makes a difference too and what they're I don't know. That time that guy came into my place in Saratoga and tried to sell me a factory in his village for $2,000 that included all the workers. I could buy the workers. And there was like no shame in him offering to sell me people, right? Like wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. Yep. I got my first photos of the new garment spread I'm working on. Got those placed, and I'm looking forward to taking the next couple shots, the next photographing for the next 2 pages. Um, it's gonna be good. It is. It is. I might have to change the order of the images. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will. Anyway. Yes. Mm. Yeah, the December issue will go to print soon. It will. It will go to print soon. It's going to be so pretty. It really is. It's going to be pretty, pretty. I'm talking about aesthetics. It's going to be a very, very pretty issue. I am not a pretty girl. That is not what I do. I am no damsel in distress, and I don't need to be rescued. So pull me down, punk. Wouldn't you prefer a maiden fair? Isn't there a kitten stuck up a tree somewhere? I'm not an angry girl, but it seems like I got everyone fooled. Every time I say something they find hard to hear, they chalk it up to my anger and never their own fear. Oh my God, Ani DeFranco. Oh, Mr. Franco. I'm not a pretty girl. That is not what I do. No. Squint your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster. I am 32 flavors and then some, and I'm beyond your peripheral vision. So you might want to turn your head, 'cause one day you're gonna get starving and eat all of the words you just said. Oh, I got that messed up, but yeah, it's a good song. I never try to give my life meaning by demeaning yours, and I would like to state for the record, I've done everything that I could. I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I just don't want to live that way. No, I'll never be a saint. Anyway, Miss Ani DeFranco. Oh, gonna have to go to the grocery store today, at least to get a couple things. I'll have to bring home something for dinner. Do I have stuff down there to make anything for dinner? I think I do. I have some microgreens. I have some microgreens and I have tempeh. I could do a real simple, simple, simple dinner. I could. You know what I should do? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh my goodness, Larissa. Stop it. I don't want you to come in here. We'll probably have scrambled eggs for dinner tonight. We'll have scrambled eggs with tempeh and English muffins garnished with microgreens. That's probably what we'll have for dinner. Or I have a couple onions down there. I could do a little onion tart. I should just go grocery shopping. I should. I just don't. Ugh. I'll be late. I could bring something home. Bring home a prepared salad and something else. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I always do.